All right, Coach Kinder, now you got a tough act to follow there, an All-American Brittany Taylor, so good luck with that.
Hey, appreciate that. That is a tough act.
But I know you're up to the task, Coach Kinder. All right, let's talk about the HSU Lumberjacks. 1-1 to start the season. You lost to Concordia. That's not necessarily a bad loss, but losing by 25, does that sting a little bit?
It does sting. We knew they were going to be a good team. They had played UCLA to 1 point, had been up 7 points with a couple minutes to go, so we knew Concordia was the real deal. Then they went on to Vegas after the UCLA exhibition and 1-2 there. Then they go back, they win at home. They had played a lot of games before they played us, which was to their advantage big time. And you know, a seasoned team, an NAIA team that can practice throughout the summer and early fall and have some guys that are ready.
NAIA stands for no rules, right? Isn't that pretty much what it?
So
I'm not going to put you on the spot with that. I'm just kidding. But obviously they're a good team. Now, with the high expectations that have come with this year's team, people, of course, are thinking about Springfield. They're thinking about hosting the West Regionals. So when they see a loss at the earlier, beginning of the year, they begin to panic. But you guys are there. You realize it's a long season and the nucleus you have. As far as moving towards that final goal, are you guys on pace where you want to be?
Yeah, well, what we were talking about, as far as ourselves right now, we need to worry about more than the opponent. We're cleaning up things right now, watching the videotape of our first 2 games, and kind of streamlining, fine-tuning our early on problems that we ran into against Concordia. Second night against Hawaii Pacific, we did extremely well. We got back to Lumberjack basketball and decided to go back to the old ways. The last decade we've been running and pressing, and we went back to that style and won.
How are it's obviously we don't get to see you guys at home until December 3rd. What is different about this Lumberjack team, you think, overall when people come to watch this team? We're used to, 5 guys on, 5 guys off. It's run, 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 run. I'd imagine with a big fella like Morris, maybe a little different type play this year, or am I wrong?
Yeah, we initially thought that. And so going into the UCLA game and the Concordia game, we went with, a half-court style of basketball, playing 7 or 8 guys. After the Concordia loss, we had one night to think about it, and we decided, Brian Morris needs to adapt to our style, and we don't need to adapt to him. And then, and that turned out to be successful. Early on in the season, we're thinking we're going to go back to Lumberjack basketball, press, get up and down, and it's more exciting for the fans too.
Yeah, and we can't wait for that. Now, early in the season, but the CC2A season seems to be being stretched and stretched this year, and with December 3rd approaching, those games are very important. How important is it for you and Coach Wood to have this team league ready at an earlier time?
Yeah, well, you mentioned the NCAA championship, the run at the end, how each game counts. If you look at our record so far, we're 1-1, but we're really 1-0. The HPU game, the Hawaii Pacific game, counts as a victory, a Division II victory, where the NAIA team doesn't really hurt us when you talk in terms of points down the stretch.
Okay, but getting ready for CC2A play, like usually critical league play is happening January, February, maybe even March. This is the beginning of December, and yeah, it's the beginning of the season, but it would hurt to lose these games.
Yeah, it would. We haven't played too many home games early in December that are CC2A. We're lucky that we have that this year. We're fortunate that we're playing LA State and Dominguez, who has to travel that far early in the year. So we see it as a plus. Playing on the road against Sonoma, going up to Western Oregon here just before Thanksgiving will season us a little bit more, as much as you can be by December 3rd.
Now, of course, as we mentioned last time, taping this so we can all have Thanksgiving off, except for Ross and Dawn on the other side, because they're always working. That's how this is actually on TV. Thanksgiving for the Lumberjacks. Last year, I know you guys had a true Humboldt County Thanksgiving. I think you were up in the mountains, killed a turkey like an hour before. No, I don't know about that, but you guys did have it in the mountains. Talk about a basketball guy. You've obviously been around basketball since college, high school. Your family knows all about it. Are you guys going to be with the team this year, or do you get a chance to spend it with the family? Are you in watching game film? For the Kinder family, what is Thanksgiving?
Wow, well, to talk to my wife about the holiday season and what we go through as basketball coaches and basketball team. But what we're going to do this particular holiday, we play Wednesday night, and then Thursday we wake up in Salem, Oregon, and drive back in a couple of vans. So we're going to try to get up as early as possible on Thanksgiving Day and travel back and make it just in time for Thanksgiving dinner with my family. So I'm looking forward to that.
Now, who's driving? Is Woody? I heard it's dangerous sometimes. Guys fight to not get in the Woody van. Is this still the case?
It's an issue, I'll tell you that. That's a big deal. I think they're more concerned about that than number 33 or number 10 that they've got coverage on during the game. So, you know, right now it's the #1 choice for vans is going to be Brian Rogers. He's our other assistant coach, and they seem to pile in.
How many vans and who's driving?
You know, on this
trip.
I mean,
it's Pambo driving, Dan Pambianco, of course, Woody, you. Obviously, Brian Rogers has got one now. He's got the keys. That's good.
Rogers got a van, and Kinder's got a van on this trip. So it'll probably be 12 guys in one van and 2 in the other.
Now, who has control of the radio? Is it you, the coach? Rogers, I'm sure not as much pull, or is it Tiedemann? I mean, he's a preseason All-American. You know, how's the situation working on the radio there?
Well, it's Mike K-Rig in my van.
Okay, so he's on top of that.
He's
senior man.
And then it's Brian Morris in the other. So you can only imagine.
So it could be what type of music you're into, really, what van. Forget the ride home for a second, because it's a long way either way.
It is. It's going to be a long ride.
Well, we're looking forward to that. Coach Kinder here joining us, of course, on Humboldt State tonight. Coach, back to the team, back to the X's and O's as we look forward here. You go to league play, then you've got the Debaney Classic coming up. It's been a great event here at Humboldt State. Tell us about the upcoming Debaney.
We're looking forward to that. Academy of Art, a team out of San Francisco who's in the Pac West, they're Division II. They're a team that, you know, on paper looks like a team we should be able to handle. But sure enough, they'll be seasoned, they'll be ready to go. So we haven't had them yet on our schedule. We're looking forward to playing them. And Notre Dame, Namur, they're coming up as well. So along with Chico State. So it should be another great tournament. We're looking forward to that. So we'll have a little bit of a home stretch going on with the Debaney Classic, the Sonoma State game at home in between with our 2 conference games. So we have a 5-game home streak coming.
Which is rare. Looking forward to that. Final question for our team was, you strike me as a drumstick guy. Drumstick guy when it comes to the turkey? Am I all over it?
You're all over that. I'm a drumstick guy.
How many years? I'm finally starting to get to know you, Coach.
How about you, JB?
Me, a lot of gravy, a lot of stuffing. And then who cares what's underneath there, right? As long as it's good. I'm JB Mathers. I want to thank Steve Kinder for joining us here. We're going to be back in a few right here at Humboldt State tonight.
Warm up to savings on a new Lopi or Vermont casting stove at Schaefer's Ace Hardware in Henderson Center. The stove department has been remodeled and features the latest stoves with the latest technology. Ask about a tax credit on qualifying stoves at Schaefer's. Fixing up your home has never been easier with quality Ace and Benjamin Moore paints from Schaefer's Paint Department. Pick out your colors and let the helpful Ace consultants make it happen. Eureka's helpful hardware place for stoves, paint, and much more. Schaefer's Ace Hardware in Henderson Center, Eureka.
Dustin, what are you doing on the field?
Lumberjack for life.
But you don't play for the Lumberjacks anymore.
Look, HSU football gave me and my teammates a great college experience and prepared us for life off the field. By going to hsujacks.com, click on Donate, then click on JFan, I Can Give, so you and our future teammates can better experience life as a Jack. And it's so easy, even a football player could do it.
Join the tradition of Jacks football. Become a teammate at hsujacks.com.